So with the latest rumors circulating surrounding the latest character named Zamasu, today guys we're going to be discussing our overall thoughts on the supposed King of Gods that was said to be revealed. Now again guys, if you guys don't want to know what happens in the future of Dragon Ball Super, if you guys haven't caught up with Dragon Ball Super episode 48 leading into episode 49, then I would highly suggest for you guys to go on ahead and simply tune off of the video, go back, watch the episode and come back so we can talk more Dragon Ball Super. I'm joined here today by MJ Geeklist TV as we discuss the latest character known as Zamasu. Now, off air, we actually spoke about this and we had a very interesting conversation, and you brought up several things to me. You believe, in your opinion, that this mysterious Kaioshin god, Makaioshin, whoever this may be, you believe that this is another god who governs the current gods within their respective universes. So for the audience out there who doesn't know, why don't you explain to them exactly what you explained to me? Because again, I do have a different opinion as to what you're about to say, but I'll just get into that as soon as you explain your theory. So what is your theory behind this supposed king of gods known as Zamasu?
I would just like to say that before I get to the theory, me and you had predicted this guy would be a Makaioshin for
Correct.
so long, you know, since 47, and even before then, before we even knew there would be this Green Kai even made his debut in the intro, you know. We predicted Makaioshin, but after seeing the theories on this whole God King thing, and after reading the translation on the website Kanzenshu, published by Vegito EX and also translated by Herms on Twitter. Go follow Herms for all the latest translations on Twitter for Dragon Ball. It's just like, I just have this feeling he's not a bad guy, man, because when you look at the intro, he almost looks like he's in despair, and you can take it in different ways. Maybe he's in despair because something evil happened to him, so maybe he's evil, he's against other people. I'm not sure, you can take it that way, but I just feel he feels sad over something, and I just feel like he's a good guy, you know what I mean? Kind of like the whole truck situation. I feel like he wants to help, but he's also been hurt in some way. I kind of get that feeling from him, and I believe he governs Universe 7. Now, I know people are going to be saying, what? And again, guys, this is just my theory. This is just speculation. This is just prediction. Don't take my word for this. I believe that the hierarchy rankings are going to change again.
Which doesn't make any sense if you ask me, because thus far we have all sorts of inconsistencies, but go on.
I feel like if it's true, the whole King of Gods thing, I can't remember where I saw this. I believe Honest Animes covered it. I can't remember if it was in the Herms.
DBZ
Twitter,
exclusives covered it.
DBZ,
It was
yes.
everywhere. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. The King of Gods isn't like the King of Kings or like the God of Gods, Zeno. It threw me off a little bit. But you're saying that he is a good guy. Now, I think we all saw this before. We all saw this somewhere before, and that had to do with the Supreme Kai when he showed up at the World Martial Arts Tournament, when he wanted to warn everybody about Majin Buu. Now that right there is if it's true, the way you put that together, that just seems eerily similar to the situation as we saw with Majin Buu, because everyone thought, you know, the Supreme Kai was a bad guy and he was with Kibito, and then it turns out he was like, listen, I need you guys' help, we need to stop this creature from hatching, and then they fucked up and Majin Buu came about. But it's not like Goku sealed away, he's actually there. So if this is somewhat of a high-art god, if this is the King of Gods, if this is supposed to be a creature even higher than Beerus, as you put it, what role would he have into putting Black Goku away? Because with such power, you would assume, okay, well, you don't really have that, you don't have to put in that much effort to put someone like that down, correct? But like you're saying that, you know, there was a foreshadowing of him being sad, or like just reminiscing on despair. I disagree, because the Makaioshin were brought in 2009, and they were said to exist far away at the very edge of the universe, in their own little realm. Now we don't know if this is the demon realm, if we don't know if this is the, you know, alternate realm that we see in our present timeline, but they do exist. We've never seen them before. Are they sealed away? We can't really say that they're sealed away, because we don't really know what goes on in that particular sector of the universe. But if there were to be somewhat of a Kai gone rogue, or maybe perhaps one of them actually let loose of their existing realms and they wanted to go about causing havoc, this would be it. Now, as we talked about in the predictions video, we spoke about how this black character referred to Trunks as a Saiyan, and how he spoke about the Saiyan's race and all that kind of stuff, like as if he was talking to him like he wasn't a part of like the same race or species. So that leaves me to believe that maybe this green Kyle character, has some influence as to what's going on. I could be wrong, and that's why this is just mere theories and speculation here, but you believe that he ranks high on the food chain. Why is that? Like, where would he rank? Is he above Zeno or below Zeno here? Like, what do you think?
I guess if I had to put it in a pyramid sort of scale, if the whole King of Gods thing is true, when you think of gods, you're looking at the Hakai-Shin, which are the god of destructions. And you're
nah, bro,
I
think about Broly. I don't know what you're talking about. I think Broly.
Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan.
Please don't.
And then you look at the Kaioshins, which are the god of creation. So you have them. You have the Kai West, you have Southwest, you have East, you have North, blah, blah, blah. You have all those Kais. You have the Grand Kai, you have all them. But then you have Zeno, who's the king of everything, the quote on everything. He runs everything.
Now, some people might say that's not true. Yes, it is. Go back to episode 47, I believe, when Whis told Goku and Vegeta, and I quote, "There is nobody above Zeno. Even though he doesn't fight physically, he is the strongest amongst like everything. Like that is it. Like he comes first. There is nobody else above him. If you guys don't want to believe me or MJ, that's fine. Go watch episode 47, the sub version, and go read it for yourself." Continue, Mr. Geek List.
But being the quote-unquote king of everything, that puts him on the top of the food chain, that puts him at the top of the pyramid. This guy, if the translations were correct or if those websites were correct, King of Gods, that makes me believe that he's just the king of guys like Beerus, the king of the Elder Kaioshin, the king of the Kaioshin, the king of guys like that, you know what I mean? That they have to answer to him, and then this guy also answers to Zeno. That's where I would put him at. And if people are wondering, yes, if this is true, if this comes true, then I would believe that there's probably a Universe 6 version of him, a Universe 3 version of him, a Universe 4 version of him as well, and they govern their own things. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in the whole black situation is, if he oversees all of Universe 7, this would mean he oversees the timelines as well.
Right.
And we know that there's a timeline where Trunks comes from, the timeline that Cell comes from, the unseen timeline, and the timeline that we know of, the one we've been watching, as Dragon Ball. So that means he governs all those 4 timelines as well, and also the entire Universe 7. So if he's watching Black and Trunks skipping these timelines, going back and forth, he's gonna say, "What the hell?" You know what I mean? And he's gonna want to
But where
jump
does that
in there.
put people like Beerus and Champa, the ones that are hailed as gods of destruction? Because to me, I think that puts them at such a minuscule tier, because when they were first introduced in BOG and stuff like that, we saw how Beerus was referred to as the most feared. We saw the Kais talk about him. Everyone's like, "Yo, don't pick a fight with him because he'll fuck you up." And what did he do? He fucked you up. But now it's like, now that they're introducing all these characters, I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with the inconsistency level. Now, if Zamasu is supposed to be someone who governs Beerus even, then what does that mean for characters like Whis and Vadus? I mean, they're head and shoulders above, their respective, allies, Beerus and Champa and stuff. So Vadus and Whis are above Beerus and Champa, but again, they're not hailed as anything. They're just apprentices in a way. And people are going to say, no, they're not the master. Yes, they are. They are the masters of the gods. And what I mean by that are, they're the teachers. They're the ones that ultimately taught these people how to fight. And if some people might say, well, that's not true, Champa's stronger than Vadus, or Beerus is stronger than Whis. No way. Because it was actually stated by Beerus that in BOG, that Whis was stronger. So it just doesn't make that much sense to me. It's like you have Beerus, then you have Whis, and then you have Zamasu, because it just doesn't seem to just match up here. Because what if a couple months from now they start introducing another character, the king of gods, or like some crazy shit like that.
The king of gods.
Like, yeah, like they're gonna introduce like Triple H here and some shit. They're gonna put him like above Zamasu or some shit. Like it's crazy, but like you still stand on the fact that he's good. I believe that there's something more to him than what we understand, because if he turns out to be a good guy, I think that it'll be the Majin Buu saga all over again, except without having someone hatch out of an egg. It'll
be like a Kaioshin basically coming to help or to warn the Z fighters, if that's what you want to call them, about a a evil entity basically, which is black. You know what I mean? It would be like that basically.
But if he's that powerful, my question to you is, if this Zamasu is supposed to be that powerful, and if he is the king of gods or like the god of kings or whatever, if he is that powerful, how come he doesn't stop Black himself? What's the problem?
Well, the thing is, what if he's not that powerful though? What if he? Because when you think about it, when you look at the power scaling, not the power scaling, when you look at the rankings, guys have not always been. When they introduced Kaio or King Kai, you were thinking, man, this guy's gonna be some badass Mama Jamba. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know why I said that, but he's gonna be some badass dude, and Goku's gonna go train under him. And the first thing he says is, "You're gonna have to pass me in strength." Which Goku, you're telling me the guy that's training Goku is weaker than the villains that's coming to, it's like he was already confirmed to be weaker than the villains that were coming to terrorize the planet Earth, Nappa and Vegeta. So it's like, okay, so this guy, he may be governing. Like I said, this is all theories. He could govern the Universe 7, but he may not be that powerful. You know what I mean? He could be like, I don't know, maybe like Boo level. I don't know. But he won't be like that. He's not that strong. You know what I mean? That's just my take on it. He could be that powerful, and it's just like one of those things where he just doesn't help. You know what I mean? Like Beerus, like where was Beerus during the whole Boo shit? You know what I mean?
But that even stems back to the Supreme Kai, because he was, as you said. I mean, what if he's not that powerful? The Supreme Kai was hailed as one of the strongest, but he turned out to be very weak when he was fighting. I mean, yeah, some people might say, well, he fared up well against Boo. To an extent, I mean, he got tortured. He almost got killed right with Gohan. I'm not trying to say that he was supremely weak, but even as high as of a ranking as he had, he still, like, that still didn't mean shit, because Boo still whooped his ass. So maybe this person shows up, Zamasu shows up, and he tries to help out, and Black is even stronger than him. Like, just because, Zamasu has a high ranking doesn't mean he's strong. I mean, I get that. But what I really want to see here is I want to see a twist. I want to see something that hasn't been done in Dragon Ball. Now, Dragon Ball, sometimes it's not known for like the best storytelling, things, but like if there was ever a time to swerve the fans, to just make us believe something and then just completely just do a 180, I think this would be the time. People have spoke about Super Saiyan White. People have spoke about this white-haired character having to have like somewhat of a correlation to being the next villain or whatever. He does have white hair, so what if this person does end up being good? He's all goody two-shoes. He actually does stop Goku, right? But then the minute they stop Goku, like, they don't really kill Black yet, but the minute they do that, maybe there was an all-out, three-way battle that we didn't even know. Maybe Black Goku was not only hunting Trunks, but he was also being hunted by Zamasu. So maybe Zamasu is evil, but he just wanted Black out the way to fulfill his agenda. You get what I'm saying? So maybe there are two villains, but these two villains can't even coexist with one another either. So one of them has to lie to try to take the other one out because he's too strong. And therefore making, everyone take out Black Goku, just making way for Zamasu to fulfill, like, his agenda, perhaps maybe getting the Potara. Maybe he's after the earrings, maybe he's after that ring. You never know.
Speaking of Potara, if you noticed, this guy, Zamasu, he's wearing a different color Potara than both.
Yes, it's orangish, I believe.
And Black Goku. So what if he's no match for Black Goku? Goku and Vegeta are no match, so he takes off his earrings, throws them at Goku, and he even says, this is an even more powerful Potara than the ones that old Bart gave you. And then they create Super God, Super Badass Vegito, and he whoops Black Goku. What about that?
But that's the thing, it's like, how will they be separated?
What if he says you can separate just by saying the word separate?
I mean, that'll really be, I swear to God, I mean, thus far we've had some really stupid shit happen. If that happens, I will take a dump on my desk, bro. Because, like, that'll be, like, it's like you just got done waging war with someone and you just say, oh, separate, and then you just separate. It's like, it's crazy. But I think that fusion is being foreshadowed. Some people might argue and say, hell no fusion's fine. All right, fine. What if there is no fusion? Like, there has to be something involving these damn earrings. There are earrings everywhere. We've never seen so much earrings in our fucking lives. But those green earrings, they signify something. Whether or not I think that he's ultimately looking to fuse with Goku to try to obtain even more power, or maybe he's trying to do something we don't know. There's a reason why homie has 1. It would have been completely different if he had 2 on, because then we would have been like, all right, well, one of 2 theories here. Either A, he's a fusion, or B, he is a shape-shifting Kai, or just some sort of a rogue god, because, I mean, they all have similar earrings, so maybe. But in this case, having him be hailed as the King of Gods, to me, just sounds really silly, because it's like Zeno is supposed to be the highest. Why have anyone come anywhere near him is beyond me. I always assumed, I was like, all right, well, each universe has a god of destruction. They have an overseer similar to Whis and Varus, so that's understandable. And then you have someone even higher than them, which is Zeno, who governs everyone to make sure nobody's fucking up. So I understand that. But now we have...
I get what you're saying. Because we have the Hakaishin, then we have the Kaioshin. So you have God of Destructions, God of Creations, and then somewhere in the wells of the universe, you have, in the ugly version of the universe, we have the Makaioshins, in the dark realms. We have them there. And then we have Zeno at the top. Why are we going to introduce someone who now governs the whole entire universe, who the Kaioshins and the Hakaioshins answer to? So it's like, you're creating all of this, and I can see what you're saying, like making a joke about it. What if they create someone who now governs 3 universes each? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then someone who governs, like, it's like they keep creating this hierarchy. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, but if that's true, the whole King of Gods thing is very weird, and I'm like wondering what's gonna happen with this, because I actually would have preferred it to be a Makaiyoshin. You know what I mean?
I really do think so too. If there was ever a time to bring one in, just for the sake of going rogue, just for the sake of being like the Stone Cold of the show, not giving a shit about the rules and stuff, I think this would be it. Something tells me deep down inside that this is a Makaiyoshin. But then there's another part of me saying, well, there's got to be a hidden agenda here that we aren't picking up. So, any last words before we go on Zamasu? And like what are your overall thoughts on as to what he's wearing? Because it looks very similar to what like someone like Whis would wear, or maybe the Kais and stuff like.
Yeah, it looks like a combo. It looks like a combo of like Whis and the Kaioshins. But like my last thoughts, my last predictions on this. If I were booking this shit, man, like Jim Cornette would say, if I was booking this shit, I would probably say Zamasu, if he's the King of Gods, if that's true, if he's the King of Gods, I would say the reason why he has not come after Black is because Black is an evil shape-shifting Kai who used to be the former King of Gods. He was shafted away, sort of the similar story between Piccolo and Kami, so they were like kind of like split, you know what I mean? He's good, he's evil, and the reason why he never went after him was because of the whole Kami type of situation, you know what I mean?
Right.
He just never left his throne to find him, and then he was hoping someone would deal with them, like how he was hoping someone like Goku would come along to deal with Damayo, King Piccolo. I think something like that would be cool, because I've always loved that story, and I always thought if there was a retelling of that story later in Z or later in GT, I think that would have been really cool. So if they were to do something like that again, I could see that working, and I would kind of accept them doing something like that, raising another hierarchy, you know what I mean? Because I do think it's kind of stupid, but this is just my theory on the whole King of Gods thing, that quote, you know what I mean? The whole King of Gods, my theory on that. Like, if I was booking that, that's how I would accept it myself, you know what I mean? I think there should be some great story behind this, you know what I mean?
It's pretty crazy stuff, because we even saw a picture of Beerus and Whis fused for the Dragon Ball game, which was like nuts, because. But then again, I thought to myself, I was like, yo, some shit like this I can definitely see happening within the show due to desperational, purposes and stuff. But leave your thoughts down below as to who you guys think Zamasu is. How powerful is he? Do you guys agree with Geek List as to him being good? Or do you guys agree with me saying that I think that he's evil? Leave your thoughts down below. If you guys cannot wait for episode 49, if you guys love Dragon Ball Super, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, that way you guys don't miss all latest news, information, and updates for Dragon Ball. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Geeklist TV. He just came back from the future. Subscribe to him before he goes back into the past, guys. Thank you all for watching once again. Tune in for more, and we'll be seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.